Kia ora and welcome along to the Met Service Severe Weather Update for today, Thursday the 27th of July. Now we've seen a fairly active feature running across the North Island this morning. You can see this band of cloud, one or two thunderstorms on that run back in towards, let's say, Taranaki this morning. That's going to carry on moving away. Behind it, we're in some really strong southwesterly winds, especially around this far southeastern corner. We've seen some really strong gusts of wind this morning, and we've got more of those still to come as we head through the night time tonight, wrapping around with that low pressure, strengthening winds up towards Banks Peninsula as well, and up towards, say, that Kaikoura coast, in towards parts of, say, Wellington and southern Wairarapa as well. So we have some strengthening winds, but you can see as we go through towards the early hours of Friday, those isobars, those white lines open up, an indication the winds are set to drop down quite nicely as we head through Friday and in towards the weekend as well. But we have still got some strengthening winds around those coasts. Those purple colours showing the strongest winds, and the darker greens showing those winds picking up to strong as well around the likes of Banks Peninsula, around that Kaikoura coast and towards Wellington and Wairarapa as we head through the night time tonight, Thursday into Friday morning. So we have got some severe weather watches and a few warnings in place as well. We'll start off down in the south with that warning we have for Dunedin and parts of North Otago. Those strengthening winds, and as we go through this afternoon until around about 4 p.m. on Thursday, those gusts perhaps up to around about 120 kilometres an hour, and those winds reaching severe gale in the most exposed areas. But a windy afternoon in store for you, and windy as well as we head up towards Banks Peninsula for later on today as well, from 4 p.m. on Thursday right the way through to around about 11 o'clock or so tonight. And we are again finding those gusts reaching highs of around about 120 kilometres an hour and winds up to a severe gale in the most exposed areas. Those southerly winds just skirt around that Canterbury coast. As we head further in towards the night, we'll find those winds strengthen as well around the likes of, say, the Kaikoura coast, parts of Wellington, and those southern parts of Wairarapa, south of about, say, Featherston as we go through the night time tonight. So from Thursday through in towards the early hours of Friday morning. Again, it's those south or southwesterly winds wrapping around those exposed coastal areas, may just reach severe gale in the most exposed areas. Now watch with us through in towards Friday morning. The other thing that those winds will do will generate a fair bit of swell around our coast as well, especially around the coast of Te Waipunami, the South Island. Swell up to around about 8 or 9 metres in the far south. But you can see as we head through towards Friday, everything starts to settle down. We should lose the strength in those winds, and that swell easing off as well. But we have got a bit more of a blustery afternoon in store down in the south and for those central parts of New Zealand as we head through the night time tonight. As always, you can find the latest information on those watches and warnings at metservice.com.